Hello everyone, welcome back to this particular session on moment distribution method. This is a particular beam which is a continuous beam with an overhang, and we need to solve this particular continuous beam by moment distribution method. So procedure is quite simple here. First step we need to find out is fixed end moment. Next is to find out distribution factor, and third one is to find out distribution table. So fixed end moment is nothing but the fixed sets of formulas that we are coming across with respect to the type of loading. Now the type of loading here is 40 kilonewton load placed at an eccentricity of 2 meter for the total length of 5 meter beam, 20 kilonewton load for the total span of 4 meter, and 10 kilonewton per meter as the UDL being placed over the total span, and the overhanging beam which is nothing but DE. So when we find out fixed end moment, which is nothing but MFAB, so fixed end moment is nothing but the first step what we are going to find out. MFAB, when we find out for the first span which is AB, which formula will be minus WA B square divided by L square. So A will be 3 meter here and B will be 2 meters. So which is minus 40 into 3 into 2 square divided by 5 square. So this is nothing but fixed end moment values for the span A to B. So formula will be 40 into 3 into 4, 2 square will be 4 divided by 25, and which value will come as minus 19.2. So minus 19.2 kilonewton meter will be the value. Next, moving ahead, MFBA. MFBA will be plus W A square B divided by L square. So values will come at as which is equal to plus 40 into 3 square into 2 divided by 5 square, and total value shall come as 40 into 3 square will be 9 into 2 divided by 25, and which value will come out as plus 28.8 kilonewton meter. So this is what is the value of MFBA. Next is MFBC. So MFBC, when you calculate, load is placed at the center, so formula will be minus WL by 8, because at B it will be in anti-clockwise direction, so minus. So minus WL by 8 because it has been placed at the center. So minus of 20 into L is 4 meter divided by 8. So 4 ones are 4 twos are 2 ones are 2 tens are. So value is minus 10 kilonewton meter is the fixed end moment. Likewise MFCB is plus WL by 8, and as the formulas are same, only change with respect to sign. So plus 10 kilonewton meter will be the value of a fixed end moment for CB. MFCD value now. MFCD value as it is UDL, fixed end moment value is minus WL square divided by 12. So which is minus of 10 into 3 square divided by 12. So which value will come as minus of 10, 3 square will be 9 divided by 12. So which comes it as 7.5. So this value comes as 7.5. So which is minus 7.5 kilonewton meter. Then is MFDC value. So MFDC value will be minus plus WL square divided by 12. Which will be plus of 7.5 kilonewton meter will be the value. Then last span is D to E. Now D to E, when you separate D and E. So you have a support at D which you assume it to be fixed. You have a support at D which you assume at fixed, and you have a point load which is been placed at the far away location. Magnitude of the point load is 10 kilonewton. Distance of point load from the support D is 2 meter. So MFDE, which itself will be the final moment, MDE. Now as this 10 kilonewton has been placed at the far away location and it tries to rotate in clockwise direction, resistance moment at D will be in the anti-clockwise direction. For that reason, this will be minus of moment value is force, and perpendicular distance is 2, so 10 into 2, so minus of 20 kilonewton meter, which is nothing but MDE value. So this value will remain fixed. This is nothing but the final value, which is nothing but final rotation been caused by 10 kilonewton load. So this is what is the first step. What we have calculated is the fixed end moment. Next is distribution factor. Now to calculate distribution factor, you need to identify which all are the intermediate supports. So intermediate supports are nothing but the sandwiched support. If you look at the diagram here, A is the end support and type of end support is fixed. And here D is nothing but the end supports. E doesn't have any support. So D is nothing but the end support. And type of end support here is simply supported. Now when you take AB, when you take A, formula will be 4EI by L because it is fixed support. When you take D, formula will be 3I by L because it is simply supported end. Whereas B and C will be classified as an intermediate support. Now distribution factor are calculated for the intermediate support, and intermediate supports are 2 in number, which is nothing but B and C. So we will be calculating distribution factor for B and C. So when you calculate distribution factor here, distribution factor will be, make it table here, serial number, joint, member, relative stiffness K, total stiffness, summation K, distribution factor will be equals to K divided by summation. So first serial number, joint B. So when you consider joint B, members connected to B are BA on the left hand side, BC on the right hand side. So members connected are BA and BC. Relative stiffness. So likewise take the second joint now. Second intermediate support joint is C. So write serial number 2, C. Members connected are CB and CD. So when I consider KBA, so A is fixed. So formula will be 4EI by L. So 4EI, as EI is constant throughout, EI is constant throughout, so EI value will be considered as 1. 4EI divided by the span of the beam is 5 meters. So 4EI by 5, which will come it as 0.8 EI. So write the value here as 0.8 EI, which is nothing but the first value, which comes it as 0.8 EI. Next, consider KBC. Now C is an intermediate support. C is an intermediate support, and all intermediate supports are assumed to be rigid. So again formula will be 4EI by L. So which is 4EI divided by span of BC, KBC. Span of KBC is 4 meter. 4EI by 4, which will come it as 1 EI. So write the value as 1 EI. Total stiffness will be 1.8 EI. And when you find out distribution factor, it will be 0.8 divided by 1.8. EI will get cancelled up. So which total distribution factor will come in at 0.8 divided by 1.8, which is 0.44 will be the distribution factor. Likewise, here it will be 1 divided by 1.8, which is 0.55. 1 divided by 1.8, which is 0.56, because total summation should come it as 1. So you will make it as 0.56. So that is what is the value of distribution factor for BC. Now moving ahead for KCB now. KCB, B is an intermediate support, and all intermediate supports are assumed to be rigid. So which is 4EI divided by 4, which will come it as 1 EI. So write the value here as 1 EI. Now KCD, D is end support, and what type of end support it is? Simply supported, which is nothing but either it will be roller or hinge. Now when you had end support as fixed, formula would be 4EI by L. When you had end support as fixed, formula would be 4EI by L. When you have end support as simply supported, formula will be 3EI divided by L. So which is 3EI divided by CD. Length is 3 meters, so which is comes out as 1 EI. So write the value here as 1 EI. Total value, write the value here as 1 EI. Total value will come it as 2 EI, and stiffness factor will be 1 divided by 2, 0.5, and 1 divided by 2, again it will be 0.5. So these are nothing but the distribution factor for KCB and KCD. So this completes the distribution factor for B and C. That is nothing but B and C are intermediate support. So you have calculated distribution factor for intermediate support. Next is the distribution table, which we need to find out now. So distribution table, what we have calculated now is fixed end moment is over, distribution table is calculated. Now last step is to find out distribution table. So you will be calculating distribution table. So when you are representing here, the same beam shall be represented in the form of table, that is A, B, C, D and E. So this is A, B, C, D and E, which is joint here. Next is distribution factor. B has a distribution factor here, which we have calculated. BA is 0.44. So write the value here as 0.44 and this is 0.56. CB distribution factor is 0.5. CD distribution factor is 0.5. Yes, 0.5 and 0.5. So D doesn't have any distribution factor because D was classified as an end support. And E is a point where there is no support. And A is also an end support. Next factor in the next row is nothing but fixed end moment. So when you write down fixed end moment, you need to refer back to this particular calculation. AB value is 19.2. So write the value here as minus 19.2. BA value is 28.8. So write the value as 28.8. Next value is minus 10 plus 10. So write the value as minus 10 plus 10. Next, minus 7.5 plus 7.5. So minus 7.5 plus 7.5. And value of D to E is minus 20. So we will be writing here as minus 20. Now question comes is what value we need to write under E now. Moment under E will be 0 because it is a free end of the beam. Always moment will be 0 at the free end of the beam. That is for a cantilever beam or any of the beam, moment will be 0 at the free end of the beam. So moment will be 0 here. So before continuing with the calculation, if a support is fixed, so there is no worry, we can straight away continue with the balancing and carry over process. If the support is simply supported, then we need to do a balancing exercise. That is, we need to release the moment. So here end support, what we have is simply supported here. So we need to make it 0. It is not 0 here because one end it is 7.5, other end is minus 20. So 7.5 and minus 20. 7.5 minus 20. So it is minus 12.5 is the unbalanced. So whatever value you are going to get here, it is minus 12.5. So you need to write it as plus 12.5. So as a resultant, here it will remain as minus. So you are going to make it as plus 12.5. So what will result here is, on the left hand side it will be plus 20, right hand side will be minus 20. So net moment at D will be 0. How? Plus 20 and minus 20 shall come it as 0. To make it plus 20, you are going to make it as plus 12.5. Whatever the sign you, whatever the value you are going to get, opposite sign of that particular value you need to give it as plus 20 and minus 20, as plus 12.5 and minus 12.5. Next is, once you add 12.5, half of the moment will be transferred here. That is plus 12.5 plus 12.5 divided by 2, which is 6.25. So half of the value will be transferred here, 6.25. Once you transfer here, the new value you are going to get, which is minus 7.5 plus 6.25. So what value you are going to get? Minus 1.25, and this 10 will remain as it is. And here it will be 28.8 minus 10, and here it is minus 19.2. This you need not have to make any 0 because it is already fixed. Here that particular adjustment is done because D is simply supported, so that particular calculation adjustment has been done. So once you do this particular part, this value is called as modified fixed end moment. This particular process is balancing moment at D. You have added some moment value, so you have called it as balancing moment at D. So this is modified fixed end moment. Now we need to ensure moment at B to be 0 and moment at C to be 0. Now how to ensure it? Now 28.8 minus 10. 28.8 minus 10. You got a value as 18.8. So 18.8 positive sign. So both the signs you are going to give it as negative. 18.8 into 0.44, which value is 8.27. Likewise 18.8 into 0.56, which will be 10.53 minus. Likewise here 10 minus 1.25, whose value is 8.75. And what sign you are going to got here? Positive. So it is minus for both this side. 8.75 into 0.5, which is 4.4838. 4.38. None of the value will be transferred here because you already balanced this, so none of the value will be transferred. So this particular exercise is balancing. Now half of the moment will be transferred here, half here and half at this particular location. So 4.38 divided by 2, which is 2.19. So minus 2.19. 10.53 divided by 2, which is 5.27. So minus 5.27. 8.27 divided by 2, which is 4.14. Minus 4.14. This is carryover. Continuing further with the calculation of balancing and carryover. Next exercise is balancing. 2.19 divide into 2.19, you have minus sign, so which means you are going to give positive for both. So when you do this, 2.19 into 0.44, which is 0.96 here. Likewise 2.19 into 0.56, which is 1.23. 5.27 into 0.5, which is 2.64. Positive. Plus 2.64. No moment will be transferred here. Now here again it will be transferred. So when you do the transferring job, it will be carried over along with the sign. So 2.64 divided by 2, so it is 1.32. So this will be 1.32. 1.23 divided by 2, which is 0.62. Then here 0.96 divided by 2, 0.96 divided by 2, which is 0.48. 0.48 carryover. Then you have positive sign here, so both the signs will be negative here. 1.32 into 0.44, which is 0.58. And similarly 1.32 into 0.56, which is 0.74 minus 0.74. 0.62 into 0.5, which will be 0.31. As it is positive, both will be negative. Negative, negative, 0.31. No moment will be transferred here because it's already balanced. So this exercise is balancing. Next is carryover. So half the moment will be transferred here. 0.31 divided by 2, which is 0.155. 0.16 on 0.155, I shall make it as 0.76. 0.74 divided by 2, which is 0.37 minus 0.37. So since I have minus here, I shall give positive to both. Similarly here, positive to both because it has minus sign. This is balancing. So 0.16 into 0.44, 0.07. So it is 0.07 here. Similarly 0.16 into 0.56, which comes out as 0.09. 0.089, which is 0.09. Next is 0.37 into 0.5, which is 0.19. 0.19. Then half of the moment, both sides will be transferred. Here no moment will be transferred. So 0.19 divided by 2, which comes out as 0.095. 0.09 divided by 2, 0.045. Similarly, here it is 7. 0.07 divided by 2, which comes out as 0.035. 0.58 divided by 2 minus 0.29. Carryover. Positive. Now since I have positive sign here, it will be negative for both the side. Positive here, negative for both the side. 0.095 divided by 2, which will 0.047, 0.048, 0.048, 0.095 into 0.56, 0.095 into 0.44, 0.095 into 0.44. which is 0.042. So write it as 0.042 here. 0.095 into 0.56, 0.53, 0.053. 0.45 divided by into 0.0 into 0.5, which comes as 0.9 and 0.9. Next, no moment will be transferred here, half of the moment here, half of the moment at this particular location. 0.45 into 0.5, 0.45 into 0.5, which comes at 0.225 actually, 0.225. 0.225 into divided by 2, which comes at 0.1125. 0.053 divided by 2, which comes at as 0.02. 0.03, we'll make it as 0.03 along with the sign. 0.1125, 0.1125 into 0.44, 0.05 is the value, 0.05, both value will be positive. Likewise, 0.1125 into 0.56, which value will 0.063. Carry over balancing. Next is 0.03, 0.053 divided by 2, you got it as 0.265, which you make it as 0.03. 0.03 into 0.5, whose value is 0.015. Both again positive because it is negative sign, and here also it is 0.015, and here it will be 0 transfer. 0.015 divided by 2, which will come it as 0.0075, and here it is 0.063 divided by 2, 0.032. Similarly, here it will be 0.025. Balancing carry over. Now you can stop this cycle here because first decimal is almost 0. Now we need to ensure that the value of the moment at B and C should be same with opposite sign. To do that, you need to add up the calculation from modified fixed end moment. So when you add up the moment from modified fixed end moment, we'll check out the left hand side value and the right hand side value, which will be 28.8 minus 8.27 plus 0.96 minus 0.58 plus 0.07 minus 0.042 plus 0.05, which value will come at as 20.98, 20.9. You can write it as 20.9 or 21. So this value will come at as 20.98 or 99, approximately 21. We'll check out the right hand side value now. To check out the right hand side value, we'll be again adding up from modified fixed end moment. So which value will come at as minus 10, minus 10.53, minus 2.19, plus 1.23, plus 1.32, minus 0.74, minus 0.16, plus 0.09, plus 0.095, minus 0.053, minus 0.1125, plus 0.063, plus 0.0075. So which will come it as 20.98, same value, 20.98, so approximately 21, minus 21. So here it is positive, here it is negative, net moment at B is 0. So we have satisfied that net moment at B is 0. Similar conditions should prevail even at joint C by adding all the moment right from modified fixed end moment till the last calculation of carryover. We'll check out 10 minus 4.38 minus 5.27 plus 2.64 plus 0.62 minus 0.31 minus 0.37 plus 0.19 plus 0.45 minus 0.225 minus 0.03 plus 0.015 plus 0.032, whose value will come as 3.36. Check this. right side now. Here it is minus 1.25 minus 4.38 plus 2.64 minus 0.31 plus 0.19 minus 0.225 plus 0.015. So it comes out as a 3.14 here, 3 minus 3.14 on the right hand side. So net moment at C is also 0. If we add here, it is plus 20. So write the value here plus 20. Here it is minus 20. Write the value as minus 20. Then moment at A will be the net moment at A that we need to add up from 19.2 minus 19.2 minus 4.14 plus 0.48 minus 0.29 plus 0.035 minus 0.021 because this half value will come it as 0.021. Next is plus 0.025 and whose value shall come it as 23.11. So that particular value will come it as minus 23.11. So same thing we need to draw. This is net moment at A, net moment at B is 0, net moment at C is 0. Now if we draw the bending moment diagram here, so bending moment diagram, this is anti-clockwise direction because it is negative. This will be clockwise direction 21, anti-clockwise direction 21 because it is in the negative sign. 23.11 here. Now 3.14 will be clockwise because it is positive, minus 3.14 will be in the anti-clockwise direction because it is negative. A, B, C. Now D has a clockwise movement which you have balanced as 20 and anti-clockwise direction is minus 20. And moment at E will be 0 because it is a free end of the beam. If you draw a bending moment diagram, all these particular low moments will create hogging effect. So 23.11 downward, 21 downward, 3.14 downward, 20 downward. So this is what is bending moment diagram and this is 0 which is 20, 3.14, 21, 23.11. Above this you will get a bending moment diagram value here. This is all negative because it hogs. Hogging is negative. Then you have UDL, you have a point load here and that particular point load will sag. And sagging is positive and it will come, bending moment diagram will come towards the top which is WAB by L. And WAB by L 40 into 3 into 2 divided by 5. So 5 ones are 5 8s. 8 3s are 24. 24 into 2 will come it as 48 which is nothing but the moment. Next is again you have a point load at the center. So again it will sag. So sagging is positive. So it will come to the top. Here it will be WL by 4 because it has been placed at the center. So 20 into L is 4 divided by 4 which value will come it as 20. Next is UDL what you have and UDL will sag and value is WL square by 8 and value is WL square by 8 which is 10 into 3 square divided by 8. So which is 10 into 9, 3 square is 9 divided by 8 and which value will come it as 11.25 and this is 11.25. So this is what is bending moment diagram that will be drawn for a overhang beam, continuous overhang beam by moment distribution method. Thank you. Have a nice day.